Well, this bird's tail is this bird's tail is actually quite hard to. It's a shorter tail. A lot of the feathers are twisted. As far as the center goes, there's one tall feather. I really can't see making much of an improvement on this tail, just because of the size. Shoeing feathers. I'm guessing, I haven't really even seen the bird, but I'm guessing the tail to ratio is way too small for the pigeon. But as far as taping the tail, what I like to do is space them out, not space them out, but get a curve at the bottom of the base of the tail in here. And this is where I'll push the tail out like this, and I'll put a piece of tape in there, and you're automatically spacing that tail out, and you're giving some forward weight to the pigeon. I don't know if I can do it this day. I'm not used to working with this tape.
I might be better lacing a bird like this.
And I'll take that piece of tape, and to space the tail out, instead of, I'm not used to this tape. You can push right down on this piece of tape, and that'll space the tail out enough to give you that flatter tail. See, the bird's tail is really, really small. It's small in comparison to, I think, what it should be. Get you? I think so, but. And I'll space it out as much as possible, and it's going to make a difference when you take this tape off. Because what you're doing when you're spacing these tail feathers out, like Brian said, you're training the base of where the feather goes into the Now you might see a little bit of a difference on this bird. You might not. As far as tail goes, the bird's tail is set. It's a nice little bodied pigeon. It's just the tail is set way too low on the bird, which gives it an appearance that it's got no top tail whatsoever. But it's a tremendous body on the bird. But the big thing for that pigeon is how low the tail is set. It shows hardly any top tail, but a nice pigeon just the same.
Yeah, now see, I'm not so sure, Ben, I agree it's a low set tail, it just needs more feather length.
I think, yeah.
You put the tail up much higher, you got a real problem. I mean, the cushion's up nice and high. And questions? Anybody?
One quick thing. I was just standing here, right, talking to Mike, and I was trying to figure out why the powdered silver can't settle, right? He's always moving around. If you look at his feet, right, he's got one set where this toe and the back toe here are like that. And so he's walking on just the two toes, right, and he can't balance himself, so he's always moving, and he can't stop and pose properly. You look down on his feet, and it's on this side here. And that offsets the balance completely.
Andrew, question?
When you flatten the tail, do you manipulate the rear cushion to go along with it to give it extra support? So say you have a really scoopy tail bird, you flatten the heck out of it, put a couple breaks in it. A lot of times those rear cushion feathers will kind of hang loose, and you put in kinks in those to help give any additional support to the rear cushion. And talk about manipulating the pocket.
Dominic is probably the one that's done the most work with lacing cushions of anybody I've seen. I don't know if I've ever seen you twist feathers very. I mean, I guess there's a lot.
You do that at home, and you know what's there, right? But yeah, you can twist those feathers in the
Or
cushion.
put like, you know how they hang back, especially when you flatten.
You know, a lot of times you'll happen where they break, where they've got like in the cushion itself, they like when you lace it up, one feather will just be way over on the other side. Throw the whole look over on that tail. right? So you just take that feather and just straighten it out as best you can, even if you have to break it back the other way. Right, so you lace it back together.
Dominic and
Lace that
Ben,
cushion
come over,
on the top.
Bobby, come over this side of the cages, will you? There's one over here so people can see it. Other questions? Yes.
Ari's got a question. Ari's got a question.
Right.
Yes.
Here, when tail feathers are cracked, we give them a crack. And how many months is such a bird useful for a show?
Okay, Benny, come here and practice White's tail, will you?
Well, you're talking about cracking the feathers?
Oh, and my main question is, when you are cracking them, especially on the shoeing feather,
Yep.
and then it is for the show, for that show, let's say 3 weeks later, it is looking perfectly. But suppose 2 months later or 3 months later, we have another show. What has happened with that tail in the meantime?
Nothing. As soon as you give it water, it comes back to where it was. It'll be just as hard.
Cracking them or creasing them?
It'll be just as hard as it was the first time. All you have to do is give that bird a bath, and you'll see by the next time you go to the next show, it'll be just as hard. It'll be just as hard as it was the first time.
It's not a full.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a little bit of water will do for that quill.
It's not a full break. It's more like a dent.
It's just a crease.
Yeah.
Just use your thumbnail and crease them.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah, you don't want to break.
break them.
There's actually something that I just came across that is amazing, and I only used it. I forgot it at home, and I was going to use it here. And it's called. It's a detergent called EcoQuest, and it's by one of these retailers that sell, online and stuff. And a fella at work was selling it. It's absolutely crazy what it does to the feathers. You guys will not believe it. It can take a frayed tail that the bird, you would never think of showing to the pigeon even, and just bring those feathers. It looks like they just grew in. And I think it's just a cleaner by EcoQuest is what the name is. But if you want to try it, and it brings the quill back as well. And you can spray it right on the tail, work it in, and all you have to do is take a rag or whatever and take it right off. Stuff is really, really good. But anyway, that'll bring the quill back. When you break or crack a quill, if they get water, if you give them bath water or wash your tail, you'll see that crease will go away. I don't know what it is or why it does it, but I found it does.
So Ben, people have always seen you sort of cracking tails on a table. Tell us what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Well, to be able to you don't want to break the feather, obviously. And you don't want to over flatten it, otherwise the bird just isn't going to look right. I mean, it's just not going to look proportional. Did you hear the crack?
Sounds like a crack.
Ooh. Sounds like me when I get up in the
Now
morning.
you'll see it. You got to be really careful. I've seen guys, actually I know one guy, I won't say who it was, but he followed me into a room and he saw me doing it. And when he came out, he did the same thing, and he pulled the whole back of the quill, the whole back cushion out of the pigeon. I mean, the whole thing was gone. And it's you really got to be careful, but it really flattens the tail out on the bird, and you can really screw them up if you see how it kind of looks funny now. This bird is, it looks overdone. This is the side I really didn't break. The other side I broke. You can see the wow in it, on this side. And it's faced the wrong way, and I take it and hold it by the base and twist it right around for that show. If you put some water on it, or warm water, or something that will heal that, well, it'll come right back. It's amazing how much elasticity is in them.
So I took this powdered silver out of the cage to see if I could do a little work on the back cushion. And I've laced it up a little bit, right? And what I also like to do is to blow on it a little bit to fluff up all of this stuff here, so it looks a little bit fuller.